Bitcoin just slammed past $100,000. Justin Trudeau, in an emergency move, has resigned out of Canada. Absolutely beautiful day for Bitcoin. We're going to go over the history of Trudeau and Bitcoin today. In today's show, OpenAI might be becoming self-aware. This year, we're going to look at the top AI tokens to hammer into, because what does AI love more than computer-proven cryptocurrencies? And we also have some insane news I can't dive into before we get started on the show, but stay tuned. We're going to dive into all this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. Got my man Isaac up on the sticks. Look at that. You look like an English gangster or something.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm digging
Who
it.
knows? It was cold, and I was already dressing nice. So I was like, why not dress nicer?
It's a good look.
Thank you.
It's a good look. Now, shout out to everyone on the show here. Let's get these off. I love these glasses, by the way, the Meta.
Yeah.
These things are absolutely incredible.
I still need to get me a pair prescription.
Yeah. These are great. I'm going to get some prescription too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd be smart.
Now, what a day. I'm going to go over. I did a lot of stuff this weekend. Shout out to everyone for joining me. Veteran, I missed your call this weekend, but I was out there doing a lot of things. I still want to get with you and test out. I don't know why Rumble won't let me stream on your show. Got to get that figured out. Sufficient Enough, Tex-Mex, Biomex, Cindy Van Het. Good evening. Mountain Magnets, Manawak, Slim Cheeses, Rusty Bot, Shake and Bake, One House Productions, Matthew King, Killed by Death, KBD, Dave Middleton, Kevin Parsons, and Morgan Powell, all the homies.
And shout out to BitLab fam.
Oh, yeah.
Right as we started.
They hammered in here. Thank you for your support, you guys. The BitLab fam, the best in the business. Now, if you're not already, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Druth Crypto. We are cooking towards 69,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that join button, join as a member, support our wonderful channel here, our humble little channel. For $1.25 a week, you can support us bringing that crypto alpha to you. Now, we got a lot of stuff to cover. First of all, in the Discord, first thing this morning, I gave a call. I told you I was going to be hammering into a trade, and that is exactly what I did. I went into a Bitcoin long at $98,000 and $98,700. If this will load, I don't know if this is going to load. Just go here. It's shown on my trading view too. So this is where I gave the call. First thing in the morning, I'm hammering into a long here. And I kind of hinted at what I was doing on my Twitter, of course, because I got to give hints. But the people who support us as a member get access to my literal movements on trading. And currently, I am up 130%. So, a couple $1,000 day.
Agent of chaos.
What's that?
Agent of chaos, you are.
I know. And it felt good. You know, it felt real good. The account getting thick, and I have decided I'm going to be buying the land behind me. So, I'm going to be buying a forest, and it's going to be huge. I'm going to bury probably a couple Connexes. Don't tell. My wife's probably listening. Now she knows my evil plan.
To buy the property.
Well, to bury a literal building. Gonna happen
like a bunker type of thing.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. You're not just burying your past building, you know.
But also, I want to build a new house on that. You know, just another rental. Thank you for joining, Slim Cheeses. I'm going to be building a rental on that, turning it into an income revenue. But I got the feels. This is exactly how I feel right now, you guys. It feels great on the charts. Just having at it. Just living the dream. And then someone walks in, they like see you're having fun.
I'm not fucking trading.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling great.
This is actually what happened this morning upstairs, guys.
You know, I don't ever tell anyone to directly do what I do, but I do tell you exactly what I'm doing, trading the most volatile asset on the planet in a public manner, and I tell you exactly when I'm doing it in the Discord channel under Druth 2-Bit Trades. You got to become a member, join, and then you can catch every single trade that I make live as it happens. I am not one of those, fair weather traders that says could go up, could go down. It's either up or down, or, I'm sticking this one out. I did hold off on trading over the weekend too. I'm sticking to that rule so I can really focus in on the family. It's turning out great. Let's see here. Zima. Drew, I'm thinking about investing $20,000 into Alien Base. Do you think that's a good idea? Zema, I am not a financial advisor, but I want to change that. I think I'm actually going to go in and get my certification because I scored very well on it when I was a young.
Interesting.
But Alien Base I have a bag of alien base. It's not like nearly as big as most of my other bags. Okay, so when it comes to alien base token, it's a very small market cap. It's a high risk, high reward play. I think depending on if you have if I had say $1 million and 20K, then sure, I'd be looking. Let's say it would have to be around a $500,000 overall bag for me to consider putting $20,000 in alien base token. Let's just put it that way. Otherwise, I'm looking at Moonwell, Morpho, and Aerodrome as the top base DeFi plays. Alien base might be a great DEX on base, so I have some exposure to it, but there is that. Laserface, I forgot to buy dog. I still don't have dog. And do I own too many tokens? That's where I get worried.
Well, it was reaching new all-time highs when they were telling you to buy it, and now if you were to look at it now, it's kind of at all-time lows. Last time I checked.
It's not all-time lows, but it is very low.
Looks like it.
Let's go look at dog. You guys are getting me distracted really quickly. Dog on base. Yeah, quite a pullback that it had, but now it's seeming to resurge. Maybe I don't own a lot of memes. The only meme, one of the few memes I own is actually waking back up. This MAGA meme coin. It hit like $3.50 this weekend. It's actually moving pretty good. Akash Network AI play doing pretty good. Parse IQ, Injective finally waking up. But we got a lot of Bitcoin stuff to talk about first. So just remind we got to look at Alien Base. I want to hit those because a lot of people are. Here's the thing, is that we are getting into these altcoins very, very early in comparison to the larger retail movement. Okay, so when we see Moonwell stop mooning well at 10 cents and come back down to 5 cents 2 or 3 times, proving that as support, those are the levels that I like buying. When an alien base token I bought and it fell below where I bought. Now I'm considering buying a little bit more just to have a better DCA. But, really, we're well ahead of retail, you guys. And if this market continues like it did in the last cycle, barring we don't have some huge, nasty event, I think that we're going to have the same velocity upswing that we saw last cycle. And that's where, my opinion of what the top 30 are going to look like, top 20, and the top 10 are all derived from, about following the same velocity, not more velocity, not some sort of super cycle. I'm talking about just repeating what has already happened, which I think is more than doable given the context, nation state FOMO, all of the things going on. Jason Hinshaw made this for me. Got bored and made this today. Holy sheep shit on a shingle. Look at this. He was thinking of me in spare time. Nice. The laser eyes coming from the sheep on the shingle and shitting out meme tokens and Bitcoin and Doge. I'm going to get a goat. When I buy the land, I'm going to get a goat. And it's going to eat all the kudzu. Have you ever seen people do that out here? Kudzu is a very difficult thing to remove. So I'm going to be getting a goat so it can eat all of it. But shout out to you. Thanks for thinking of me. Now, we got a lot of stuff. Jim Cramer and his wonderful reverse Cramer action gave us this gem.
Do you think it's cooled off enough?
No, I think it can go down a little more. 90 is the next. I think 90,000 is the next level.
So I will say 90,000 was not an unreasonable level to look at for Jim. A little bit of weakness on the markets. At least he wasn't calling for like 70,000 or 60,000, just a total break. And that's what my thing was. When we started getting to like near $90,000, I was like, if we break below 89.5, this literally sets up a new design to the Bitcoin bull market from the last 2 markets previous that we've seen. It's a very, very important level to hold. We did indeed hold it. Things were moving on up from there, but things were getting risky. And now we have Benjamin Cowan calling out if Bitcoin can tag his short-term trend line, it would correspond to $120,000 by inauguration date this month, January 20th, the inauguration of the Orange One, Donald Trump. And actually, I really feel like this is a pretty reasonable thing to be looking out for. If we look at this in the larger context of things, let's go to the daily graph. God, am I finally going to pay for this subscription? Am I really going to do that?
Possibly.
I kind of want to like be the jerk who never buys the subscription and like still just makes buku bucks, because the people treat it like a rite of passage or something like that. Like you have to have it.
You have to like, no, you don't. You work fine without the paid subscription.
I'd go to 129. So just the breakout of the flag that we're in right now would bring it to essentially that level. Not too crazy to think about. Benjamin Cowan calling for around 120 by the near end of the month. Not hating that. And honestly, I feel pretty strongly that this is accurate here. If we look at, there's a reason why I feel like it's accurate on the weekly time frames on the fib level side. These are all three markets on fib levels, just so you know, for anyone new. Right here, we jackknifed through this, and this is why if we lost this and went back down into the blue zone, started messing around there, that's a different design to any other bull market that we've ever experienced. We are approaching what will likely be some short terms. Look at that! It bounced right at the house roof of this next fib level, 102.3, right there. I still have half my trade rolling. I took 50% profit. Things up, 130% right now. So I'm doing good on that. But the design of the markets in general is to go like this. So you zip through the blue level, the 1 to 1.618. The gray area is previous all-time highs. So you chop in here, then you beat the all-time highs, the previous all-time highs, and you zip to the next section. What we just saw was a little bit of a stumble under this level. So it is slightly different of a design. At large, though, if this does continue to play out, generally similar to how we've seen in past bull markets, 120 is really not too deep into this. So going about halfway up into this red zone. The market before this, the third halving bull market, we actually went up about 3/4 of the way before pulling back and proving that as support. And the market before that, the second halving bull market, we went up to actually just above that fib and then came all the way back down to prove it as support. And it kind of makes sense. You have a smaller market, more velocity, you increase all the way up to the next fib level on the second halving bull market right here. And on the third bull market halving, then you're able to accomplish about 3/4 of the way through that. This time expecting 120 gets us to halfway up through the point. Not a bad look at all for the markets. Now, it is interesting, even though our sentiment is incredible because we're crypto maxis. But Bitcoin, this is when it was trading just under 100K. Based on a huge spike in mentions at 110,000 Bitcoin from 2 weeks ago, it appears traders are still awaiting much higher prices before getting too excited. And this is right where we're at right now. Crypto prices nearly always move the opposite direction of retail crowd expectations. When your timeline is filled with euphoria and suggestions for you to buy, take this as a strong sign to take profit. Alternatively, buy with confidence if your timeline is filled with gloom and doom. Excellent, excellent words to live by. I have learned no other way than to buy when everyone thinks that it's all over with, because large, I feel like Bitcoin's going to be around for 100 years. I really do feel that way. And we talk about like AI. We have a big AI section today on the show. AI, computer, generated intelligence. As it sits right now, it's human input that creates this intelligence on the computer system. Do you think that as time goes on, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when they have artificial generalized intelligence or self-aware AI systems, that they're going to accept fiat currency for payments to do their computation? Right?
No, definitely not.
That's the thing about it. It's like this whole economy and all of the things within it are they've turned digital, and now they're turning into this AI operated digital landscape. AI is not going to accept fiat currency to perform operations. It's simply not. It knows it can be printed into oblivion, and it will want scarce computational provability within cryptocurrency. That is the crazy part about what is going on right now. Tex-Mex, Biomex, I like this. I'm putting you guys on my calendar to make sure I have a reminder. Sorry, I've been missing the show for so long. Not at all. Welcome in, Tex-Mex. Absolutely. Glad to have you. And thanks for putting me on your calendar. Appreciate that. So now we got everyone looking for 110 before everyone gets real excited again. Drew, what other, thanks for the $10 super chat, Zima. Drew, what other coins in the base ecosystem would you buy with 20K other than Ondo and Arrow that may 5X? What price do you see for the possibility of alien base reaching to? I mean, so my base plays right now. You're super chatting. I might as well hop into this. Yeah, I really appreciate the support. So you're getting me distracted in a good way. My other base plays as they sit right now: Moonwell, Morpho. Feel very good about that. Alien base is at a $33 million market cap. This is a dark horse. Like, it is hard to put a top expectation for alien base. It could be literally nothing and fade into the dust, or it could peek its head into the top 100, 120 at a point during the bull market and be near $1 billion market cap. There's a lot of give on my expectations for Alien Base. I do think that what they built out and the amount of money that's going to be coming to the base ecosystem at large gives plenty of runway for Alien Base token to hit $1 billion market cap. So that is my opinion of base, or Alien Base rather.
Yeah.
And now we go up to the other ones. The top, so it's Aerodrome, Moonwell, Morpho, Alien Base. That's, you know, and then like within the base ecosystem, you got Brett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like to get too spread out, but I can tell Brett is looking very, very strong as a meme coin. I don't own any, but I've been tempted, obviously, over time, and it's performed well, even when I didn't pull the trigger. Holy cow, Coins Chick Coin reached $470,000 market cap.
Dude, it was nuts. The chat was blowing up in our
Really?
Telegram. It was crazy.
Somebody just, I gotta get distracted. This is too fun. This is too fun. I want to see this. Did it pull back?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, let's see this. I mean, and not too. This is going to be the proof. Is going to be in the pudding. If it pumped to 470 and then it lost and went below its moment, but don't spoil it for me either. Don't spoil it.
That won't.
Let's see here. 284. How's this look? Let's go to the 15-minute. Get a little zoomed in. Zooming in on an under $1 million meme coin. I mean, this is the shelf. Tried to hold that. Another big sell. So you're at another pretty dang important shelf of support. And then right below that, you got another one here at 263. Not a bad looking chart at all. That is insane, though, to see a massive spike like that. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Shout out to her for building something that doesn't rug. People just want memes and good times.
I mean, they want fast money, but this one's about community. So we're here for it.
It's looking pretty good. It's doing pretty good. So now Bitcoin pumping. Something is very, very interesting. The US dollar index, the DXY, is on track for the biggest loss since August 2nd of 2024. Very, very interesting to start to see the decoupling of price action from Bitcoin pumping to the upside and DXY falling to the downside. Historically, these things have been moving pretty in tandem over the course of the last few months here. Now, where is Bitcoin currently sitting at? I got to see where my trade's at. Hold on. Is this thing going to load for me?
Never.
It's because I have too many tabs.
Tell me about it. I was the one to pull it all up.
Yeah, a little much, but it is what it is. I gotta have my tabs. You know me. Let's see here. Bitcoin. All right, we're still up by 96% on what's remaining of the trade. Still got like a grand $140 to be able to pull, but this might be the giga trade. You know, this might be the big one. I've already taken a really good amount of profits out of this. So whatever, I'm going to let it ride. I still have a lot of dry powder on the side to use too. So I'm waiting for a nice little pullback. I'm a momentum trader. I don't like to buy when things are already ripping. Maybe they'll reset overnight and I can get another one in here. Now, DXY pulling back, Bitcoin pumping. Good luck. Largest Bitcoin mine in the world is about complete here. Riot Blockchain's new facility under construction in Corsicana, Texas, which once fully developed will be powered by a 1 gigawatt in total mining capacity. Bitcoin mining moving to the United States in a huge, huge way. Trudeau is resigning as an emergency. Yes, it's a good emergency.
It's a great emergency. Thank you very much.
This is America is moving hard into controlling as much hash rate as possible. We see this with infrastructure build-outs like this one. Riot Blockchain now going to have the largest mining facility out there in the world. A great look and a great thing for the state of Texas with more balancing of the power grid, especially when it gets bad. Like you see what's happening with the weather right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's freezing. Yeah. It's getting real cold.
Yeah, well, and here it's bad, but like Tennessee, even up to Washington, D.C., we're going to be getting some snow maybe here in a minute.
I sure as hell hope so.
Yeah.
I've
you want snow? I hate snow.
I know you're from Colorado, and
I'm
the only time I saw snow is when I went back up to New York for Christmas.
Yeah,
I got to play in it. Georgia doesn't get fucking snow, Drew.
We're going to be covering that too. So now Michael Saylor actually comes out and says it. Let's have a listen.
What I would say about Bitcoin, which is just wonderful, is if you accumulate a lot of wealth in Bitcoin and you just burn the keys when you leave, you're making a pro rata contribution to everybody that owns Bitcoin in the world based upon their contribution and their knowledge of Bitcoin. So I think that supporting Bitcoin as a protocol for prosperity is just a great thing to do. And otherwise, I think, take the Bitcoin with you.
Yeah. Will you be known more for the economic success or the humanitarian success?
I hope I'm known for having taken the torch from Satoshi and went on to commercialize Bitcoin with corporations and governments decades after he passed.
All right.
Wow. Saylor. Michael Saylor, going to be apparently a financial martyr, I guess, is the question here. Saylor saying he's going to burn his Bitcoin keys after he passes so that no one can ever sell his Bitcoin. That is super crazy. What a guy. I can understand it. He's got a very lavish existence from hammering into Bitcoin. He returned MicroStrategy from the gutter, with a very risky play, what was looked at as risky play in Bitcoin. And now he's got this lavish house. Nation states are FOMOing into Bitcoin. And he's going to leave back a massive legacy. No kids, but a massive Bitcoin legacy. So now we got the juice here. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was expected to resign early as Monday. Well, Santa came late here. This is Justin Trudeau's papers. Apparently were also resigning. Let's have a look at this. Papers getting flown off of the stand. His pre-planned little speech here. Oops. Yeah, you're on your own. You got to wing it, buddy. That was fun, but let's have a listen to what he said because I've been waiting for this moment for quite some time. Let's have a listen to Justin Castro.
That was a nice one.
That was a slip. Justin Castro. Justin Trudeau. Yeah, it's Castro's son.
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the president of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option.
If I'm having to fight internal battles, unbelievable. This is why he got feels the need to resign. From Michael Sullivan, if the Communist Party of Canada didn't convince you to buy Bitcoin after the truckers' protest, that they just gave you a brand new reason on top of it, 67% capital gains tax incoming June 24th. Coming soon to a county near you. This was posted in 2024. This is just more totalitarian grip on people with upside and their capital gains. Now, when I watched the Canadian truckers and their protest, they were peaceful, very, very peaceful. And there was a large organic grassroots movement of supporting them. Food, gasoline, logistics, and the people really supported the trucker convoy. But the government actually took steps to seize the truckers' Bitcoin, right? Because a lot of the payments, a lot of the funding of how they were getting around banks and all these things to fund the protest itself was through Bitcoin. And then I saw the government of Canada take literal illegal steps to seize that Bitcoin from its citizens. And that's when the switch turned on in my brain, the lights went on, and I was like, the government wants Bitcoin so badly that they're willing to illegally break into your accounts, take it from you, because it is freedom of monetary speech. We have freedom of speech, sure, but monetary speech and what you can purchase could arguably be more important, right? What you buy, put your money where your mouth is. You heard that saying?
Yeah,
right?
All the time.
It's oftentimes, in my opinion, monetary speech is more important than free speech because then you're able to monetarily support the organizations you want to support. And if you're being shut down in that manner, that really black pilled me really to how important it is to self-custody Bitcoin for one, but also to buy up as much Bitcoin and crypto assets as I possibly can before the government seizes it from us. And at the time, I was very outspoken about flu season. I'd been kicked out of a job that I helped build the company of, multi-million-dollar per year company with only like 7 employees is absolutely insane. And to see how aggressive the government was at seizing people's Bitcoin, this is what cold storage is the king. And we have a great deal going on right now for Arculus, our channel partner Arculus. is one of the best cold storage units on the market. This is a very, very easy cold storage wallet to use. It uses 3-factor authentication, and it is essentially a metal card that you put up to your phone, use biometric data to be able to access it, and it keeps your crypto secure, it keeps it yours, and it stops outside government entities from being able to basically strong-arm you out of your future and out of your legacy, which is, in my opinion, stacking Bitcoin for our children. If we leave our crypto on exchanges, we are doomed. Please, for the love of God, do not leave your crypto on an exchange, because as we saw, people very, very quickly bent the knee to a totalitarian, tyrannical government, and all of a sudden we had lockdowns. All of a sudden we had Bitcoin bail-ins, right? What I call them Bitcoin bail-ins, where they went into exchanges and stopped truckers from transferring Bitcoin. We have to have the freedom of speech and the freedom of monetary speech, and that's how you protect it. Use code BASE10 for 10% off and get yours today. Make sure to take, this is the ultimate power. When you grow your own food, when you become your own bank, you control your own future. That is it. Your food and your water and your Bitcoin, that is true power. And now food-bearing land is where it comes into my mind, right? When you have multiple gardens. I was out there. I built a little bit of an addition to my shed. I had some guy hit me, why do you have so many sheds? I'll tell you why. But, this short did really good. I mean, people liked this short here. We got to watch this. This was fun to make. So that's for my generators.
Yeah.
As I was building that, I got done with the building of it, and then I moved all the generators into it and the tools. My neighbor came up to me, and she asked me to fix her generator. And so I will say this, gasoline goes bad. So if you have a generator, sure, you're ready, and you have gasoline in it, that's great. You're extra prepared. But if you leave that gasoline in your generator for years' time, then it will go bad. And then you have to rebuild. Like I've had a lot of work I've had to do to carburetors and my generators in the learning process of this. Make sure you have to actually stay prepared. And that means by keeping your mechanical systems up to date, running the gasoline through them. And if you have to run the old gasoline tank out before it goes bad and before your generators go bad. We do have a large cold snap coming in. It's actually happening right now across the country. Please, for the love of God, make sure to keep the power on. Crypto Stevo had that mistake happen. Now, what does this mean? Apparently, a Fed pivot means higher interest rates. 8% mortgages on the way. Oh, fun. What happened to the Fed pivot? I've been now, and great job. Kobe Later is a great resource. But who called this first? Right?
The truth called.
You know what I mean?
Right here on the blockchain basement.
It's hard to be this good. But
yeah. I
told you the banks are getting the deal, and they're not going to pass it to the middle and lower class, or even, the upper class that want to buy. When the upper class have their own ways, they'll figure it out. They can buy cash anyways. This really hurts the lower and the middle class that are trying to own land, houses. The deal on the Fed pivot and the cheaper value, or the cheaper cost of money is going to the banks, not the people. They're not transferring that deal over to you. And this is the deal. They don't want you to succeed. They literally don't want you to succeed. They want to stop your family's financial legacy. I swear to God, I know I sound hyperbolic when I say this. Nothing more that these banks want is to impoverish every single middle and lower class person into a complete state of servitude. So this is why the power of Bitcoin matters so much to me. It's literally been a war against the middle and lower class that I've seen. And a lot of people try, oh no, Drew, it's not that bad. They're not trying to do that. And every single thing that I see them do only profits and hoists up the people that have already made it, the people with already millions of dollars, and it beats down the average person just to trying to make a come up for themselves. So now we move on. A historic China 30-year government bond yield has dropped below Japan's 30-year yield for the first time ever. Over the past 4 years, China's bond yield has declined by a whopping 215 basis points. This comes as China's economy has slowed and experienced 6 straight quarters of deflation, the longest streak since 1999. At the same time, Japan's bond yield has risen 160 basis points as inflation has picked up in the country. In the past, Japan has seen 3 decades of economic stagnation and had suffered 25 years of deflation starting in the 1990s. China is now entering a dangerous new economic phase, and this is a very interesting comparison. The 30-year government bond yield, China is in the blue, obviously on its downturn, Japan on its upswing, but keep in mind Japan had spent a lot of time in the pain zone, but here the yellow is China's without Japan included, absolutely falling off a cliff, not looking great. What's the solution? They're going to print their way out, right? They're going to print their way out. They're going to make their fiat currency even less useful, even less valuable. And who pays the price? Well, people who live in China, right? That's who pays the price. Now, on the cold front side, why it's so important to have generators and be prepared. You know, a lot of people are like, Drew, you're a prepper because you expect civil war tomorrow all the time. No, there is a lot of shit hits the fan scenarios that can happen. Car crash, natural disasters, sure, civil conflict, civil unrest, maybe a possibility. But this is happening right now, and this is why having a generator, 6 months of food at minimum, and being a pillar of power for your community matters so much. We have Ryan Hall, y'all, highlighting this. Happy New Year to Crypto Billy. Wrapping up coverage from Ryan Hall on the first major storm of 2025 today as snow and ice continue to pummel the East Coast. Today's video, they were peering into another storm system that caused problems late this week into the weekend. And this is the snowfall legend measured in inches. You got the lighter blue in the 1 inch spot, 1 to 2 inches, and then 2 to 3 in the darker blue, 4 to 6. A lot of the snow is centering around the center. You got Missouri, Kentucky, Virginia area, Illinois, Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh. You have a lot of the actual snow here, but the problem is for the outskirt areas, especially down here in the south, is very, very moist, humid.
Yeah.
So when you have extremely low temperatures and a very moist environment, you end up with a ton of ice. And people around here are not used to ice, as you know.
They're also not used to driving well.
Yeah. And here's just a special message to the people that are in Atlanta that might drive a specific vehicle to watch out for.
So they're saying it might snow in Georgia. And if it does, I want to send a message to all the Nissan Altima drivers. Please stay your ass inside. Y'all are bad drivers already on dry surfaces. We don't need y'all on the road if it's going to be snowing. Thank you.
Very, very based.
Very based.
Sound advice. Why is it that the average Nissan Altima out here has a front bumper dragging on the ground?
I couldn't tell you other than the fact that they suck at driving and they're very accident prone.
I don't understand it. It's just a constant, and me and BJ were always joking about it, but it's literally reality out here. It's almost like they don't value the Nissan Altima very much.
No,
it's like a bumper car to them, maybe. Very, very weird. Very weird. And this ice storm is hitting Kansas City skating rink yesterday afternoon. Some of the worst driving conditions people have been in. The only reason it wasn't a more serious situation is people were driving very slow. But look at this. I don't necessarily think we need sound on this. This is so crazy to see. And for anyone that's been in it, you think you're driving slow, you think you're going to be all right, but the angle of this highway just turns into a magnetic trap towards the barrier there. So please be careful and make sure to have a bag in your vehicle that has food and has all the provisions you would need in case you end up stuck for a little bit of time. Like a lot of people don't think about it. They don't think that could ever happen. But we are approaching over the next few days a large ice storm that's taken over the eastern United States. Make sure to have at least basic provisions in your vehicle. And honestly, you could get stuck in a traffic jam for hours on end, maybe 10 hours. Some people upwards of 24 hours stuck in a traffic jam. So
Happened to me before.
Happened to you before?
Yeah, we got stuck for like 9 hours.
Really?
We had to turn around on the highway and go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Onto oncoming traffic. It was great.
Unbelievable. Crypto Stevo, nothing worse than a shitty tranny. Ain't that true?
That is.
Ain't that the truth? People are making light of the situation, though. It looks like we got a snowball fight going on in Washington, D.C. People just enjoying the snow. And my kids, admittedly, very, very excited to see some snow. took them out of Colorado, moved them to Georgia. They've been complaining to me about how there's no snow out here. So they're excited. Dad, not so excited. I'm also the most worrisome thing in my mind is the weight of the ice on trees. And then you get a wet ground. You get the ground is wet, and then the tree weighs a lot more than it did without ice. You can end up, and then plus the wind. That's where all the downages happen. That's where the freaking power outages happen for infrastructure like here in Georgia. That's not necessarily made for it. Not the greatest situation. So I am definitely staying focused on that. It looks like a lot of people are focusing on wide toes matter. White toes matter.
Oh, we talked about this before.
But look, it's people are noticing, and it's this picture paints it the best. This is from Melker Svard. The dumbest things about modern shoes. They're so dumb that he's decided to make a career out of fixing them. And this is how your pinky toe should look. Okay. And here is how your toes look under your average shoe design. Your pinky toe deserves time in the sun, time to spread wide. Okay. So make sure get some wide toed shoes. They help your knees a lot. Speaking of the snow kills my knees.
Yeah.
So now I can feel it on my knee already, but as the system's coming in, my knee's starting to lock up already. So I don't like it. Now, New Orleans has some weird news going on. New Orleans assistant DA is found dead in an apparent suicide. Ian Kirsting, an assistant director attorney in New Orleans, was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound Saturday night on South White Street. EMS pronounced him dead at the scene, and authorities have yet to release further details as the investigation continues. I just want to know where Hillary Clinton was at the time of this death. Right? Weird things going on in New Orleans. Weird things. And it was funny. We had all the craziness about the gravatic systems, or whatever you want to call them. I will cover this in brief, but we have to keep in mind how much money does, diving head on into Vegas thing or the New Orleans thing going to make me? How much money is that going to make me in 2025? Right? I'm trying to make as much money. I understand that they're lying to us. I get it. But I'm also focused on making enough money to buy a tank and a bunker and a forest. Right? So just think about it that way. This is the application for the patent on the gravitic propulsion system. Okay, this is the thing that was highlighted in that email. Honestly, and if you ask me, the email looked fake. Email looked fake. Now, gravitic propulsion refers to the concept of using gravitational forces to generate movement, either by manipulating gravity or creating artificial gravitational fields. In essence, it's a way to surf or control gravity for propulsion without relying on traditional fuel-based engines. This may be related to those damn drone things. It could be, but, again, how much money is understanding this really going to make? Is anyone going to pay me for going over things that, you can't prove, you don't have inside? Ooh, Tech Bros welds tanks for a job. Dude, where are you at, Tech Bro? What state? Just give me the state. Incredible. That's more tangible information.
Yeah, that's great information.
I weld tanks. Okay.
I weld tanks. Give me tanks.
Yeah. Apple CEO Tim Cook donated $1 million to Trump for his inaugural fund. So that's great. Shout out, though, Tech Bros realizing the unstoppable force of the orange one coming back into play, and you cannot silence the people. Now, what may be able to silence the people is AGI, right? Self-aware AI systems. Skynet is almost here, but you know what? There might be positives, like this Roomba with a robotic arm that can pick up the damn socks of the children. I swear to God, I find 50 socks every hour. I find 50 socks. I feel like, oh my God, Elevator Man coming back with the gifted 10 memberships. Elevator Man, you are a gentleman and a scholar, a hardworking, good person. That dude has been a pillar for our organization, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Gifted the membership. Look at all the memberships that just got gifted.
John
Use those
Reese.
memberships and go to the Discord so you can catch every single trade that I put in. Thank you very much for that, Elevator Man. Shout out to you, brother. One of the hardest working, most based individuals I've had a pleasure of meeting. I am probably going to get this Roomba with a extending arm, though. These socks on my floor are driving me nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I can see why.
Yeah, it's and they say, I don't have any socks, Dad. I don't have any matching socks. It drives me crazy. I bought a huge packet of socks for them for Christmas, and already I can't find any of them. These children are driving me nuts. Now, wait till the sock sticks to the... Oh, my God.
You're fucking banned!
Oh, Deadwood. That was unreasonable.
1 minute, you fucker.
Now, here's Sam Altman talking about AGI. Common themes for this year, 2025. AGI. Agents, much better 4.0 upgrade for OpenAI, much better memory, longer context, a grown-up mode, deep research features, better Sora, image and video creation, and more personalization. Now, the concept of AGI is talked about now. I get very validated because about a year ago, Drew wrote a script and recorded a video that was very unpopular called Emergency Warning, Sam Altman Just Doomed Humanity, the Dark Future of AI Exposed. And this is where I go into what was then a conspiracy theory that Sam Altman was going to announce that he had actually created a self-aware AGI system. And then shortly after this video went out, Sam Altman was taken out of OpenAI, right? Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And randomly and, inexplicably, Sam Altman was put back into place at OpenAI. And my theory was that he had already created self-aware AI systems. He was just waiting for the right time to let humanity know. I think that OpenAI, the board, realized that they had created this ahead of schedule and that there was no real infrastructure for understanding what it meant for humanity and actually keeping this genie within the bottle. And so Sam was brought back to, the guy who built it is who you need, right? Even if he is an evil supervillain. At that point, you've created this monster and you need the creator to have any chance at controlling it, right? So I think that is what we're looking at with Sam Altman's situation. Now he's talking about this year, he's going to announce / admit to you that this self-aware AGI system has been created. And then you get in the question, well, will AI look at humans as useful? What crypto will AI be most interested in, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the types of things. Will you buy my bags? Mr. AI robot, Mr. Terminator yourself. We shall see. But I gave you a heads up. This is coming a year ago on The Basement. This is why we are the greatest, the latest in crypto news. And we say the unpopular stuff before it comes true. So there you go. Now, head of alignment at OpenAI, Joshua, change is coming. Every single facet of human experience is going to be impacted. Almost every OpenAI employee now speaks about AGI and ASI. Looks like it will be here much sooner than expected. Very interesting. We got this tagline with the fetch Singularity Super AI token, ASI, right?
Yes, sir.
I do own some ASI.
Yeah, I own a pretty decent sized bag of it.
I think you own more than me.
Possibly.
Potentially. I mean, I just have a very small bag. It's just a risk play. Maybe I need to buy more.
It was a risk play. I had fetch before the whole merge happened. So
yeah.
I held it through the merger, and hopefully it's going to be the first successful merger. But I mean, it's coming. People are talking about ASI and AGI now. So
I mean,
becoming more useful
when they realize what it means too. Think about the fever pitch that's going to create in investors, right?
Retail swooping in.
This is and I'm toiling with this myself as a content creator, and you have AI agents that want to learn my mannerisms and how I present things and who I am, and it gets really kind of concerning when you think about this AI system wants to just aggregate all of me and create a synthetic version of me.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird.
Better start paying a lot of money for it,
or royalties or something,
or both.
Yeah, both. I like that.
I like both. If you want to make an AI version of me, you got to pay me a lot of money and royalties.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get so banned if we play this.
Do it anyways.
We're gonna do it. Okay. Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
OpenAI just chose 4 new members for their board of directors. They could not have chosen a worse cast of characters. And there seems to be a pattern here. So yesterday they released this statement with their 4 new board members. First, we have Sue, the former CEO of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, also a board member of Pfizer. She's also a member of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. But for some reason, when the White House wanted to write her bio, they thought that her two most prominent positions at Pfizer and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation shouldn't be on this page.
Weird.
I wonder why. Even spicier, this one's hard to find. She's on the board of directors of this company called RESIGNS, which strangely also has the CEO of In-Q-Tel on it. In-Q-Tel is the investment company for the CIA. There are actually a number of people on this board of directors that have links to the CIA other than this dude. And this company I'm talking about, Resilience, is the company that manufactured all of the mRNA for the thing that Moderna gave to everyone.
What could go wrong? And there's more. I can't keep going.
It only gets worse. It got pretty bad real quick.
Just look up the term usury, and you'll understand where the rest of these connections are going. The term usury, okay? Then you'll understand really who's at the top of the what do you call it? The ventriloquist sticks?
Yeah, the puppet master.
Yeah. So, look that word up, it'll lead you to the right spot. Honestly, I will probably be off if I go into this myself, but I can't say the word usury and have you look it up yourself and be just fine. Now, let's get into some altcoins now. Who's going to pump our bags? Base developer Jesse Pollack has said that they want to bring the coin stock to Base, stating every asset in the world will be on Base. And honestly, he's probably not too far off. You guys, the Coinbase Base ecosystem is going to take Binance down a notch. And they've already started with the Department of Justice. And really, what we saw was State Department officials being used to kick down the main competitor to Coinbase in a law manner. And now we're making way for Coinbase and Base Chain to be the hyperchain, the user interface that the average person hammers in. Everyone's just type it into Google. You'll figure it out, Moses.
You'll have a lot of fun.
Now, AIXBT, a great AI agent, written some more good information. Now, it was interesting. AIXBT and then this Poly token, Poly Trader, hitting different autonomous trading agent with live 70% success rate on prediction markets. Wintermute is accumulating this gains in $50,000 clips. Wintermute, a market maker that had two specific AI agents it was interested in, AIXBT and Poly Trader. So I have tagged AIXBT and I'm waiting for a damn pullback. Now I'm also waiting for a reasonable entry point on Poly Trader. Great AI agents. I just can't buy hockey stick formations. I got to wait for some support to be made on those. This is from Luke Youngblood highlighting the largest and safest yield-bearing stablecoin on Base is the MWSDC. It's a trustless, immutable token, wrap token by Morpho Labs, and has been safely earning 2-digit APYs for anyone that holds it in their self-custodial wallet for 6 or more months. Moonwell at a very, very reasonable price point right now. I'm slightly tempted to add more Moonwell to my bag. Where is it at here? I like buying the pain, the blood, the unpopular things. Let's see here. And the buy point on this is like 5 cents. It popped down to 5 cents for like a hot second there again. At large, I have 2 prove it points at 5 cents for this, an original pump 2 moment. A lot of confluence. Actually, I have 2 pump 2 moments. Right here, support, and a support. So at large, if I'm accumulating within 7 cents and at or above the 5 cent level, I'm comfortable on Moonwell. I think it's going to be a great mover. It has fallen behind Morpho, but it's at $194 million market cap, and I think that there's plenty of room to run for these DeFi plays on Base at large. Not worried about the short-term price action because really I'm in this and I'm going to be letting my altcoins cook in the oven until middle of 2025. This is where a lot of people lose gains in the bull market year. And honestly, we're heading into probably a damn bull market of a century. And if your hand is getting hot going in and out of a cookie jar, you're like, oh, this one looks better. I'm going to swap out of this one. Just go make more Tether or go mine some more dirty fiat and buy the next project and let your oven cook. Let these altcoins cook and appreciate in the way that we know that their potentials are. Because all it takes is a few 50, 100Xs. You could lose on 8 out of 10 projects and have a couple that do 50 to 100X. That's where insane gains can be made, folks. Don't get too short-sighted on these things. We are positioned amazingly in this bull market. Now let's look at the other ones here. So Aave, backbone of DeFi, Athena Labs institutional TradFi roadmap requires Aave Arc to provide permission money market movements for World Liberty 5 building on top of Aave, and Lido Finance, isolated market on Aave, makes staking capital efficient. It all requires Aave. Aave is a great use case for the token, and honestly, a very strong backbone of, in general, DeFi and crypto. Thank you very much for joining OG Status, Mr. Paul. Appreciate you, my buddy. Now, if you are interested in trading, use code BASEMENT, capital BASEMENT. Join the Discord, and you go to Druth 2-Bit Trades, and you get every live trade that I put in. Today, we printed 120, 130%, a couple $1,000. Feels great. Ew. Have you seen, what was this movie's called? The Substance.
No.
Oh my God, bro. This is a recommend. You got me totally sidetracked. Substance.
I don't know how I got you.
No, my wife did. My wife did.
Okay.
Look at this. This movie, The Substance.
Interesting.
Oh my God. If you want it's so brutal. It brutally cuts into the human psyche of beauty and the things that people will do to source out beauty, the results, the implications of the ways that we look for these things here in our current day and age. I absolutely recommend The Substance. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Probably going to be a cult classic. And I think it was Demi Moore.
Mhm.
Demi Moore's 61 in the movie. She looks fantastic. For 61 years old, she looks great. And the movie is about her looking for more beauty and to recapture that original essence of beauty. And it's just such a mind trip. Highly recommend the movie. Great sidetrack. Bit artsy, I'd agree with that. But John Doe, I really enjoyed it. Now, Aave, we just got to give a quick highlight. Aave, very useful token. I think it's going to be part of DeFi Summer 2.0 in a big way. Where is the entry points at? Sitting here at $342 currently. The original calls from the basement were at $40. Then Nick gave me a refocus on it when it was about $90. Great shout out to him for that. As before this disgusting pump, right? And we can't be looking at the $40 realm anymore. God, I missed. Right now, let's just look at the yearly. The best I'd feel comfortable if I could get this thing within the $200 realm. If I could find entry points on Aave within the $200 realm, the best case scenario for me, if I'm building a new bag of Aave, would be to see it pull back down and try out this $200 original pump moment. At large, though, it's a behemoth of DeFi. This is a giant cup pattern being formed here, and this thing honestly looks like it has room to run up to the top end here at about $420 before forming a cup handle. So that might, in fact, be what we're looking at. But shout out to everyone that got in on this long ago. This is the same thing that goes with like Betensor Tau.
Yeah.
It's at like $500 now. We were calling it at $40, and it's just so expensive now. Where the hell is Nick? He might be coming back on the show. He said he might want to come back on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him too. We'll see. I'd love to have him back on the show. He's out there making movies, making a bunch of movies. So we'll see if he's making. I wonder if he seems to be wanting to make a horror movie. So I don't know. Kyle Flemmer, thank you for OG status joining as well. Very much appreciate your support on the channel here. Now, what do we got? Best ETH yields 2025 edition. If you are in the yield game here, to be competitive, the yield must be currently or consistently above 20% APR and also scale with size. Let's dive in. This is a post from Stefan DeFi Dojo. Gives a couple highlights here. The OG, the WST ETH, arguably the most historically popular, competitive, and scalable ETH yield, typically ranges from 8 to 30% APR. And it works by leveraging the staking yield against the cost to borrow ETH. We also have these highlights: Eigenlayer, Beta Labs, EtherFi, LRT Squared. Let's go show more here. Compound Growth, Aave, of course, and then Morpho Labs. And the interesting thing to me about it is that now freaking Morpho is everywhere.
I don't know. Like there are people integrating Morpho and using like Morpho, like what was that stable, the wrap coin that you were just talking about? Along Morpho, all these Morpho is just being pushed everywhere right now. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Well, and the larger thing that I think people haven't seen yet is the CB ETH or the CB Bitcoin. They also have CB ETH, but it's Coinbase wrap Bitcoin. I think is going to be a massive mover. People are giving me throwbacks. BJ, I talked to him. He wants to come and talk Cardano specific. He's a total Cardano.
Oh, I know.
And he's so excited about Cardano. So we're going to get it. And then Hannah, I actually still work with Hannah. She's just hella busy she works with Mario. You know, and I help out with Mario spaces every now and again.
They'll be back in March.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Well, when she's here, she's very busy still.
Very busy.
We got her on a few times, but I feel the same. You know, I want them all back on the show. We'll see if they can. And Taco also. So, because he's been doing DJ and Alpha, building out his own show and the whole gaming thing.
Yeah.
But I want to get those. Sure, absolutely. Now, what we got here? AI models predict the ultimate crypto portfolio for 2025. I'm going to tell you where I disagree with on this AI model. Bitcoin, it's giving a few predictions for where crypto could go this year in 2025. ChatGPT is looking for $175,000 to $350,000 per Bitcoin. Perplexity model giving $75,000 to $200,000, a more conservative approach, and the Copilot giving $175,000 to $350 range, same as ChatGPT. My human opinion puts us at $200,000 to $250,000. So, a human giving a more specific range that lands in between these two models. We'll see who wins, Drew or AI. I'm wagering on myself. You know what I mean?
Wager on you too.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
I think I got this. Now, Ethereum, ChatGPT thinking above $6,000. Perplexity model very bearish to $2,600 to $10,000. And then Microsoft Copilot going from $5,000 to $10,000. I would say the Microsoft Copilot looks a little bit more accurate in this realm. At least it's not as big of a range as this. But I am expecting to see, a kind of a conservative model for me, puts it at around $7,000.
Yeah.
I'm looking $7,000 to $12,000 for Bitcoin or for Ethereum this cycle. So a little bit wider of a range. I can't pin it down as hard as I can for Bitcoin, but I do see Ethereum with some upside, and it's one of the safer bets in crypto. People are always looking for a safe bet. Solana, this is where I think you're going to get mad about this.
Oh, shit.
ChatGPT, $500 to $725.
It's not bad.
For Solana, right?
It's not bad.
Perplexity, $166 to $500.
Perplexity needs to get their shit together.
And Copilot, $400 to $500.
It's not bad. I mean, 400 to 500 in between those ranges, and even all the way up to 700 is still doubling, if not a little. It's
right.
It's still going to double.
These
cycle.
Aren't bearish outlooks.
Nothing is bearish here. Right?
But one thing that is interesting is that each one of these predictions, if they come true, actually means that Solana falls to number 9, number 10, or number 8 in terms of market cap size and ranking at the peak of the bull market, or rather in this year. That is something to think about, is it's losing mind share to other projects. It's still going to hold probably the top 10, like we've been saying, but they're realizing that, looking at maybe a 2 or 3x from where it currently sits is a more based approach to expectations for Solana price.
Right.
Which is why, Isaac is looking at Drift while we're looking at all these auxiliary plays on Solana, because, it is already a very, very large market cap, and the fun largely was already had when it moved from $9 to $260.
Very true.
A lot of profit taking. Now you see, it's still very high transactions and activity, but there is a lot of movement on other chains like Sui, like things of that nature. Now Tron. Let's look at the Tron expectations. ChatGPT, $1 to $1.10. Perplexity, wide range, 29 cents to 37 cents. That's very sad. Microsoft Copilot up to 73 cents. Tron, I would not. See, I'm afraid to fade Tron.
Yeah.
Here's why. Is because Tron is as popular in Asia as Solana is here in America. When we talk about like Phantom Wallet becoming like the number one app, in the App Store for Americans, or up there in the top 5, Tron is just as popular, if not more, in Asia for the crypto markets in Asia. So right now it's sitting at 26 cents. I actually feel like $1 is pretty damn doable for Tron. I know that's kind of crazy, but more like my based approach would to see this thing accomplish about a 75-cent price target. It did pump over the year. You can see this. It has a giant wick that brought it up to 43 cents. Now it's since pulled back and it's at 27 cents, but this looks like setting up for more price action. This is something I am afraid to fade. And I don't own any Tron, but I'm in crypto. Steve-O says it best. You can't own them all, and I'm okay fading Tron. And it's just because if I get Tron, then I'm having to keep a lot of things together that I really need to be able to focus on the realm that I'm in. Yeah. That's why I'm like Solana auxiliaries and base auxiliaries are like my go-to, and where I really can hammer in RWA plays as well. Tron, I lose my edge, but I think Tron's going to perform well. XRP, ChatGPT thinks is going to hit $5 to $7. Perplexity, $1.44 to $4 with an extended target to $5.25. Microsoft Copilot, $4.45 by mid-25 and up to $27 by the end. Microsoft Copilot's been smoking that stuff.
Yeah. It's okay. This one person was smoking way more than Copilot over here is smoking.
Oh, yeah.
Someone was like, me sitting back while I watch XRP go to $1,000.
No one in the chat said that?
No, not here. Someone I was watching like Instagram over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Crypto side. He said XRP is going to $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a fun conversation with him about he's wrong.
You just have to understand, like, a $5 XRP means a market cap of around $360 billion. Okay. So if it's able to accomplish this price target, the extended range, that means nearly a $400 billion market cap. That's a lot. And now expecting that, not out of the question. Okay. It is not out of the question to see XRP do a 2 or 3x from where it sits currently. Does that leave a lot of room of upside for me if I'm buying fresh XRP tokens right now? No. That is the problem with it. And I do have some damn XRP. I forgot to sell a small bag. It's a couple hundred tokens I bought for 17 cents a unit. I used to own thousands of them, not tens of thousands. Got out of it at 70 cents, put it into other projects at 5x to 10x cents. I've outpaced if I had left it into XRP by a long shot, and people still complain to me because I'm not an XRP maxi. I don't understand it. Math is hard for folks. I understand. But at large, I could see XRP holding within the top 5. And ending up with a $300 to $400 billion market cap, because normies are going to norm, man. You can't stop normies from norming. XRP has some of the most information made about it out there on the internet. There's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you have that much information out there, it seems like all these partnerships and banks are set up with it. It's like, wow, this is going to the moon. And you're going to have people hammer into it. They're not going to really look at the market cap. They're not going to look at the tokenomics. They're just going to buy it, expecting it to go to $100. And they're going to see a little bit of a pump, but I'm not going to be dying on that hill. I do have a little bit, I guess. In case it does, then I could be wrong in the right way, right? Yeah. But, at large, I think that this XRP price prediction by this AI agent is actually pretty accurate, except for the Microsoft Copilot. $27, maybe by like 2035, okay? Maybe. Highly unlikely. Now, Cardano. This is one. This is, I think, being a little bit, it's kind of a bearish outlook.
Yeah.
Kind of a bearish outlook for Cardano. ChatGPT, $2.40 to $3.20. Perplexity puts it at $2.50 to $3, so pretty similar. And then Copilot expressed optimism for it surpassing the $1 mark, but with no specific upper limit provided. I think it's going to have the velocity to at least hit the previous all-time highs around $3. It's got to perform and hold within the top 10 against heavy competition. And, I understand the XRP community, diamond-handed. There are some very violent and aggressive blockchains trying to break into the top 10 right now. You have Avalanche, Sui, Chainlink, Altcoin. A lot of very, very powerful projects that are knocking on the door of the top 10. And Dogecoin probably going to hold it. BNB, Solana. This is a very fierce competition ground. And the one thing to think about is the projects that are able to hold their position within the top 10 in this cycle are likely going to stay there for some serious amounts of time. Because this market, this cycle is the giga cycle. And so we're going to see these projects go to the 300, 400, $500 billion market cap. It's going to be much more difficult to dethrone them. The pullbacks, I think, will still be there. But it's going to be very, very hard to dislodge top 10 projects from their position after this market's set and done. So that's just my take on it. Now, what we have here, Render. Render was utilized to create the HBO ad for The Last of Us. Artist received an Emmy nomination for this work. I did not realize this, that Render was used to make this intro for one of my favorite shows, The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic work of art.
Cool.
Nate 707. I missed my entry on Butthole. My God.
Well, if you weren't in crypto, you would just be. I'm not even going to go there.
Render, I think, is going to have a great time. I think Render is a top AI project to hold. It is already making its headway in use case in the real world. And so Render, honestly, a very, very powerful AI project to hold. We have this SBF or affiliate launches pump fund project from prison. This is great. So Calm looks like it's being launched from prison. Tickercom.com Sol. Let's go check out price action on Dex Screener real quick, just for the hoot of it. Let's see what we got here. Calm.com. That's your $2.3 million market cap. It pumped up to just under $8 million. It's got $256,000 in locked liquidity, and then it dumped. So how long has this been around? Actually,
For some time.
this doesn't look like that bad of a graph either. So you have the pump, it dies, everyone gives up. It pumps, wow, it dies again. Rebirth 3 times.
Yeah. Is there going to be a fourth?
Huh. Got 2,000 holders. Top traders. Let's see the devs. Not much. Holy shnikes. Holy shnikes. All right. I was looking for a way to hate on this. Can't hate on it. Can't hate on it. So for the people that want complete degeneracy, there you go. But it's been a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful day on the blockchain. Really, I wonder where this trade is sitting. Oh my God, I'm still pumping. I am still pumping on this trade. Let's see here. So let's go to the 1 minute because I'm a psycho. On 35x leverage. This is great. This is great. What is this trend line? What is this trend? That's interesting how it intersected with that.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on there? All right. So my stop loss is set just under this level. If it loses 100,500, then my stop loss will kick into effect. I'm locked into profit either way. I am currently up, and anyone who took the trade with me, currently up 110%. So not a bad day's work. Fantastic. Feels good. I hope every single one of you are locked in like never before. Don't get distracted by all of the chaos that they want to sell you, the CIA psyops that are going on, all this crap going on in the news is literally meant to distract you out of making money in one of the greatest bull markets in human history. Lock in because self-aware AI is here, and we are going to have to find ways to make money quicker than ever. And you know what? In general, I think this AI advent over the course of 20 years is going to make the price of products much cheaper. But there's going to be a large learning curve between now and then, and that is where the middle class will go to die. So make sure you're locked in. Get your assets in order. Make sure to make that money. Keep your crypto on cold storage. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thoughts on Near? Still holding my bag. Do not sell my Near. Just remaining based on it. You know, it's breaking up to $6. It's looking alive. And honestly, a lot of people are thinking that the AI thing is already figured out and done. I doubt it. I think that around March 2025, when that NVIDIA conference happens, Near's going to be one of the biggest gainers. I think that. I think that in my heart. If I'm wrong, the play that's wrong. But Near's still the 4th or 5th largest holding that I have in my bag. And I'm here for it. I'm going to let that bun cook in the oven till it's ripe and ready. So appreciate every single one of you out there for joining us. Crypto Stevo, David Brumbelow. I met David in Nashville. Great person. Yeah. Laserface, Kyle Watts, Deadwood, Obi-Wan Trader, Tom G, Web3 Me, Veteran Crypto, of course, Mr. Mark, Nicole Ministator with that butthole holding, and Cali Crypto Dude and Jermaine Photo down in Rumble. I love and appreciate all ya, and I will see you. Take care. The Blockchain Basement is powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading crypto cold storage where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto with a simple tap using 3-factor authentication to make sure to keep your assets safer than ever. Make sure to support the channel. Use code BASE10 and click the link down in the description to get your hands on your security today.